Okay, we're live. So, hello everybody. Today we're going to be discussing, so the title is Physicists Decode Alien Messages, 9/11 and Locate UFO Bases. So, if you're looking at this, you might think, well, you know, who are the physicists here? Because there's always talk about mathematicians trying to decode alien signals or whatnot, but so we're not looking at the wider sort of public. What we're saying in this case, the physicists are myself and Rajan. So, Rajan, you can go and unmute yourself there if you want.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, because we
Thank
are
you.
going to attempt to decode alien messages, and the messages we are going to focus on are none other than crop circles. So, I mean, obviously, with regards to crop circles, it's a bit contentious, would we say, or how do you say that? Like, sorry, yeah, just trying to focus on getting the sharing the screen. So I need to go into this. I need to close that. Yeah, it would be a bit maybe controversial is the word I was looking for, because I mean, what are crop circles? It's kind of well known that they are in general anyway. A lot of them are man-made, right? So we have like crop circle. You look, but you know, going back into the past here, we've got a pamphlet from 1678, and that shows this like little devil with a side kind of mowing the crops into a circle. So these crop circles have been around for hundreds of years, and they were never. It was not well understood what was forming them. So, I mean, obviously they have this kind of idea of some sort of monster or fairy or demon or whatever out there doing this thing. You could also imagine that maybe there'd be some sort of wind vortex, you know, or maybe animals get in and they run around in a circle and then leave somehow. But I think in the modern age, it's fairly well recognized that a lot of these more intricate patterns would be, how to say, like made by crop circle makers, like actual teams of people who design these patterns on computers generally, and then go out with surveying equipment, and in the early days, I think it was like a wooden board with some ropes on it, and they just flatten the grass like that. But there is some, how do you like? There's people who say that, well, there's the crop circles that are made by man, and then there's ones that are more harder to explain, because if you're going to be crushing these crops with a board, the stems tend to snap. But in the ones that they claim are anomalous, like possibly made by extraterrestrials or what have you, or some sort of advanced technology, we see that the node of the stem is heated and expanded, and that causes it to bend over. So there's no breakage in these more anomalous ones. But even so, even with these teams of people who go out and create these in the middle of the night with torches and stuff, or even during the day, they say that as they're making them, that unusual things occur, like a mist will come down and just in the field that they're working in to occlude their operation, you know, or they'll be given signs and signals about what to create the crop circle about, where to place it, and all this. So it seems like they might be, even though they are humans doing very a human-ish activity, it might be directed somehow. But who knows? Maybe that's just another way for them to package what they're doing and sell it to the public, if you will. Even though I'm not sure how much they make from this. But I'd say I have seen some crop circles which are very you know, logo, like there has in the past been corporations who, like, I think even maybe Firefox and a couple of other well-known corporations have, you know, what do you call that? Where you commission an artist to do a piece for you, and they would commission these crop circle makers or to go out and do things. So we'll take a look at the most recent batch of crop circles, which is 2025, obviously. So we have January to June, right? So these are sort of the first ones. So so there was no crop circles reported on these dates. So we got 1st of June and 1st of July, 24th of June, 14th. Okay, so there was this circle. You can see, so what we're looking for here is, in general, sometimes the circles are complicated, like they have an obvious code in them. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes they're just very much a pattern that really can't be decoded in any way. So I think that's the case with all of those, to be quite honest with you. So we might have to go back in time to like a further date in the past. I think it's the same with this group here, but we'll take a look. Yeah, so if I'll show you an example then of.
So this is all over the world, right? Different parts of the world.
No, in general, they're all, yeah, I mean, they can be from all over the world, but in general, they all happen in places like Wiltshire and, well, these are all in Wiltshire, actually, for some reason, and Hampshire. So sort of, I guess, sort of the middle part of Great Britain, you know, the islands, so maybe northern part of England, round about places like Salisbury and those kind of areas. So if you take a look at this one, so it's like English countryside. So this really started to manifest in a big way in the 90s. But yeah, so that's where. But you will get crop circles in places further afield. It's just far more rare. Like I've seen them in Indonesia, in
South America.
South America. You might get, but again, actually quite rare for some reason. But that might be an interesting thing to look into as well. Yeah, that's a good point. What are the numbers that we could see even in the North America, like in the United States? You'd imagine that there's some there as well.
I think South America probably more like Peru or Argentina, place like that. Maybe that's what I think. Some of the people, who does this alien thing, they had a show. They show really? That, yeah.
Oh, interesting. I'll check that out. But in general, all of these, all of the main crop circles, all of the big ones that you know of, all take place in this one area, fairly localized area in England. And the interesting thing about that area is that it has petroglyphs on the surface. So you'll have like there's famous stuff of ancient, so I guess Stone Age or Iron Age glyphs where they dig into the ground to reveal this white karst limestone underneath the soil, and they'll generate pictures of like a horse. And there's a famous one of a man holding a club as well. And these are thousands of years old, obviously. And then next to it, you'll have a field, and someone has generated a crop circle. So it's like, so these messages are being projected towards heaven, but then you might say that some of the crop circles are like from, maybe they're from like UFOs, which are like heavenly bodies in a sense that come down and then give a reply to the message or something. But so this is it. So are there any of these messages that are, or are these crop circles that actually are messages and can be translated? So I think here's one, this is an obvious message of some description.
Oh.
But what is the answer to this? Is this binary? Like, so you might have like 1, 1, is this a 0 then? 1, 1. And then, so it's just, well, this is 1, 0, 1, 1. Oh no, sorry, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1 maybe. Yeah. What's the difference between these two not being connected and this one being connected? And then we have 3 dot, like, so we have 1. Oh, maybe it's dot, dot, dash, dot, dash, dot, dot. So it could be Morse code, right? Dash, dot,
yeah.
dash, dot. Okay, so will we try that as a possible decoding? It might be Morse code. So should we start from the center or I suppose usually you start from the outside, do you?
Yeah. I mean, the reason, I have a picture, I mean, I may not show today, but where I start from I, the I is the sender, the complex, the what you call the imaginary I in the middle.
Yeah.
And then because I has a automatic feature of spiraling, you can show that. So it spirals. How I show about the time spirals up the time, and so the complex conjugate is the gravity. Kind of I'm trying to figure out the gravity, but I'm looking at the time. So the time is like a vertex going around, and as I say, it's a tensor, right? So it goes up. So what I'm saying is that here it may help. Suppose they're aliens or UFOs, it will help them to. It will give them a picture to them way up there, many light years away. That this is the place. So it will help them to. It's like a homing signal type of thing. It helps to direct whatever advanced things they have, and it locks on to that, so it comes there. So it gives like a specific point for them to connect to. So it's like a link for them or a pattern that they know this pattern occurs at certain places, latitude, longitude, whatever. It occurs only certain places. The other places it's a different pattern. So they can go specific places, and they think that those are more accessible to them from point of view when they come. It's easily accessible to them. The other places, because of the weather, whatever it is, atmosphere, so they have found this one, and they have made this. So so they can sense the thing. So that's a possibility. That's definitely. So the time, what I'm saying is that the time, it shows that it could show the evolution of time. So it will be the sender spiraling out, right? So if you have I don't know, it's not 0, it's 1, right? The sender, there's something. If there's something in the center, it's 1.
Oh yeah, there's a big dot in the center here.
Yeah, so that's 1. Then let's say spirals out clockwise. Right. So then 0, 1, 0. Let's say it's 1, 1, then 0, something like that. So it depends on. It depends on 1, 1, 1.
Possibly binary. Yeah. Well, let's try. Yeah. I was thinking binary as well, but
what ternary, more like a ternary, because.
What did I say? What did I say? I said Morse code, didn't I?
Yeah, possible.
Just to say, like, if I just make note of, if I'm talking, like I'll let you. I won't talk over you, but just if I'm talking, don't talk as well, because I think it gets it gets irritating for the listener if everyone is talking at the same time.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you. Now that was here's what we got. Now that obviously doesn't mean anything. See, I should have caveated this at the start that while we are the physicists who are attempting to solve this, I should mention that I am really bad at solving riddles. So hopefully, Rajan, you're better than me.
I don't know. I mean, I'll try.
Okay,
If
and
we
we
put
got
together.
what is this? Two souls. You see. I mean, maybe I just wrote it down wrong. What do you think?
Yeah, I kind
I
of
may have
do
made an
similar
error
things.
somewhere.
Yeah, the matrix protocol helps in this one for me. So it is actually what you called as anagrammatized. You can call it anagrammatized word. So you have to rearrange the letters.
Well, yeah, I was
Uh,
thinking of that, but
so
I
let's
mean, we
say
can try that,
rearrange
of
what is
course. Anagram. I don't know if that's
anagram.
the case because I'm looking at the structure of it there, and it looks a bit like if we go back to the crop circle, there's like a lot of. So let's say this is dash dash. All right. Oh, wait a second. This is dash dash, and then we have this long period of silence before dot dash dot dash. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm just,
Yeah.
and then we have this line here. So there's like long period, then line, then long period, and then we even have this dot is connected to this dash by a loop, and then there's the big. So you know, we could be just wrong about the basic idea that this is anything to do with Morse code. I'm also interested in this line that's running through here, but I think this is just a farmer's path through the field. Although it is a bit unusual that it's not straight. It doesn't travel along the lines of the crop either. But we can assume that it's not connected to the crop circle in any way. Also, we have this dot here that's it's not on any of the lines. So this complicates things. But I think I agree. I was, as soon as I saw that word, I was I thought of an anagram solver. So this is
one of them is cook. You know, COOK, cook. But what is the other one? I mean, that's a possibility. Yeah. That's one.
Oh no. Well, hang on. We already have the scrambled word, so we want to unscramble it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Excuse me. Now, what is this word?
Yeah, cooks. Yeah.
Now, it doesn't.
I told you cook.
Osculum is the word that we are looking at, not cooks. Cooks is there, but that only. Yeah. So, what does this word mean?
Compound. It could be a compound word, which means that two words are put together.
Yeah. A large aperture in a sponge through which water is expelled.
That seems to be reasonable.
It does this. I was just going to say the complete opposite. I mean, that seems completely irrelevant and just. Now we also have, so that's most of the letters, is it? But it's definitely missing the K. It has the and an O, so it's got. So if we say osculum, so we have K O. So it was so you see it's none of them are really using all of the letters. We've got oculus. That's
mucus. Mucus.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to have anything to do with it, do you? But okay, so we have oculus. So I just don't know if this is going to work.
A lot of times K is a C. You know, Russians use K instead of C, but Americans use C instead of K.
Yeah, it's not. It's unlikely to be Russian though, isn't it? If it's in England. But I see your point there.
Sulk. SULK. And then you have another word. So two words coming together. So you have to try sulk. Homo. Sulk homo. SULKCUOMO. Something like that.
So we got with that and then oculus. So yeah, I just so we need to know like which you know, if we got locums, but you need to know which words are left out of the thing for each word, and whether they generate a word as well, you know. So, but I think this might be this one might not work as a potential solution to this problem. So we got locums. So M goes, C goes, L, U, S. So, and that doesn't, and one of the O's goes. So I don't think that's a word either. So yeah.
Mulch. Let me see. Mulch. M-U-L-C-H, right? Mulch.
So what was the best thing we got? We got Oculus Com, I guess, was probably the best. If you go,
I use milk. So what else is there? Mulch.
Oculus Com. Does that bring up anything? Not really. I mean, it's a VR headset. That's Oculus Rift. And that's really it. So I think we're on the wrong tack here. However, let's go back to this one. And if we, where's this? So what did we have here? We can search for this, but we're not going to get it. This is not going to give us anything. Oh, I'm surprised it gave us any results back at all. But I don't think any of these are going to be meaningful. Just random. Mammoth book series, explore genre collections. So I've never heard of Mammoth books.
Convert to numbers. What do you get when you convert to numbers?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a good question. So is there different ways of decoding Morse code? Because you say international Morse, but maybe there's, I don't know.
If you put numbers, it may say about date. How many are there? 2, 4, 6, 9, right? Is it 2, 4, 6, 9 of them? So what will be 9 of them? It could be a date, possibly. Date is like 8 of them, right? So
8 of what?
it could be time and date. About time and date. Some kind of a time and date.
Well, maybe, yeah. So I am interested in the idea of like maybe going just checking this. There's no point in anagrammizing this, is there?
Yeah.
Well, let's try it anyway.
You convert to numbers. Convert to numbers.
It doesn't have this. So AE, and we'll just words seafood.
Oh.
Yeah, so no, there's nothing there.
Convert to numbers. Yeah, convert to.
Well, what if we convert to binary? Yeah. So yeah. Dash would be. Would dash be 1 or 0 if we were to pretend this was a binary?
Literally, it's more than 0 because there is somewhere in between. We have to consider not 0, not 1 also. So.
What? No, we're talking just about binary here, Rajan. We've got Morse code.
We can do binary and right.
So it's binary code, so it's 1 and 0. Okay, let's just keep it a bit simple. I'm just asking, do you think that it's dash is 0, isn't it? Or is it? No, we'll say dash is 1, and we'll say
what is space. How about what do you do with space?
We're just ignoring the spaces for now. We're going to get rid of them. Okay.
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 We can try that.
0, 0. Yeah, we're just trying it out. We can always reverse these later on. If you notice me making a mistake, just to point it out. Now we got 3 zeros there. I don't really like that. And then we got 3 1s, and then 1 0 1. Okay, so there's our attempt at a conversion to binary. Okay. Yeah. Now, let's see what kind of binary decoders we've got. Binarytranslator.com. Text to binary. Well, we obviously want binary to text. Now, the thing about this is do these need to be arranged in a, like if we change the way these are structured, does it change the output of the binary, or is it always the same?
Possibly change.
Oh, and look at that. There isn't actually, you know, when you break it into 4, because it's usually, we don't get, although we did say the one at the center was what, a dot, so that would be a 0. Does that do anything? Text to binary, binary to text. Right, so we don't really have anything there unless we're interpreting these as some sort of new code, but I don't think that's going to help us. So, any other ideas? I mean, if you think about this as this point here is some sort of locus point, and then you were to rotate the whole thing around that, you know, you could maybe generate some image, but so that's the kind of thing.
How about time and date?
Oh yeah, you were talking about that. So what would you like? Well, actually, just before we go into that, keep that in mind. Morse code translator. We just want to make sure that we aren't missing out on any Morse code alternatives, you know. Maybe because some of these websites will have more features than others. Looks like this one is fairly straightforward. Maybe Morse code is, you know, there is only one way to decode it. It's not like, and that's the benefit of it. There's not multiple different Morse code like you'd have with Braille. You know, if you have American Braille and such. I mean, we're not dealing with Braille here, are we?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't know.
It doesn't look like it.
We have to try everything. It looks like whatever makes sense. But
yeah,
we have to have a certain.
Well, look at this, Rajan. This line goes through the center here. It doesn't really go through the center of this. So I don't know.
My feeling is that it's a projection of a 3-dimensional thing.
Oh, there is that theory, yeah, that a lot of these are projections of 3-dimensional objects.
Like
I disagree with you on this. I think in this case, this looks very 2-dimensional.
2-dimensional. Yeah. But it could be a net, you know, it could be a net of something. Like in geometry, you have a net that you open out. Like the map is a net, right? You are opening out a globe, so you get the map. And there are different Mercator graph and different types. So it could be like a map. This could be like a map opened out, you know. So
here's something. If we go crop circles, alien binary message or something. I think it was a response to the Arecibo message. I could be wrong. Oh no, yeah, I am wrong. It's a different one. This one, that's a really low quality image. Yeah, maybe this better. So here, this is all binary in a circle, you know. I don't know if you can see that. Maybe if we open it in normal.
Is a decoder for that?
Oh yeah, well they decoded the message in this. All right, so that's actually a video, which we don't want to watch. Oh, maybe I could just open it in a new image in a new tab. That's the way to do it. Sorry. So this is binary. So I think you start somewhere on the outside, and you go in and you keep going in, and it's a full message like saying stuff about a lot of deceit but still time, conduit closing or something like that. It's a lot of it's kind of cryptic. But so I know that there's ways of, there have been crop circles in the past where if you draw a line through here and keep drawing like lines in a radial pattern, you divide it up into neat segments, which can then be decoded if you were to unwrap it, kind of. So I can imagine something like that here, where, so for instance, this length here, if you say that is a unit, and then you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You know what I mean? Or so like the gaps are units. So you could take this and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. So, and that might be a useful way. But then that means we have dots, we have dashes, and we have spaces. And I don't feel that. I just don't know about that. Also, but it is interesting, and they there has been solutions to crop circles that have used that method of counting the spaces. But I'm just not sure in this case whether that's going to be the right way. So
essentially a maze. So like a maze. So
oh yeah, but it's not really a maze though, because Rajan, you just go in and it's just a spiral all the way to the center, isn't it?
Yeah.
So 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Like steps. How do you make the step? So you first step, then you jump over that, like that.
Yeah. So will we give up? I think there might be answers to this. Will we look them up?
Yeah, there are many.
Oh no, there's no answers. Oh no.
No answers. No answers.
No one's figured this out then. So that kind of puts the. Oh no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Hang on. I'm sure someone has. People are incredibly good at solving these problems, by the way.
Yeah.
It's amazing. Okay, so it looks like in this instance that no one has actually solved this, which kind of puts the pressure on us to solve it now.
Yeah, I create some codes from Matrix protocol, and I know that if I give to somebody, it's impossible to solve because you need clues. Because I come from, that's why there's only one way. Like we do from IT, right? We have a lot of data. From database, we can connect to this one, but we cannot go the other way, right? From a lot of data, we can process and get the information, right? So there should be a table of data.
There's very little data in this, though, isn't there?
Yeah. So that's the problem. No clue as to what. So you have to give the method indirectly because they will translate. Like Emery was saying, there could be a UFO weapon where they give to only people. They say, okay,
sorry, Rajan, I missed that. This is from Russia.
That's what I thought. Because K mean Russia for me.
Oh, right. Sorry, I did not. We were talking
about. That's what I thought. When I say K and it sounds like Russia.
Oh, so we need to, if it is Morse code, then we need to translate it into Russian.
And then translate to English from there.
All right. How do we go about doing that?
See Russian See, there's a Russian Morse code decoder.
Okay.
Russian Morse code translator. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
So Morse code. Oh. Okay, and then we need to translate this.
Do that to English. Yeah, for me, when I look at K and all, it looks like Russian, which has some Greek aspect, right? There's a Greek connection.
We didn't get it right that time. God, the amount of bullshit. Yeah, sorry, excuse the language. Well, at least
verify. Sorry.
Yeah, you have to click on all this crap. Right, so we didn't get it. I don't think we got an answer that time, but that's okay because we still have the other option, which is the inverse. Remember?
Do the anagram of that.
No, not yet. I don't want to do anagram.
Or the anagram. Or de-scramble.
Right. Okay. It looks like we already did the forward one, so we have to rely on the backwards one this time around. I think. Let's just compare. Yes. Okay. It looks good, but now how do we translate that?
Russia, you put it there and translate to English, right? You have
I
to
know, but
pull the text.
where's the button that allows you to translate it?
You have to put in a translator.
I did. This
normal
is the
Google.
translator, Rajan. You're looking at it. Okay, I'll just put it in. There should be a. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now, what does this word mean? It's very similar to the English translation, isn't it? Okay, we'll put it in here.
Yeah.
And then
English.
Remember, there used to be just buttons where you'd click them and they would translate the text. But see, so these are not actually words in the English language. So, which indicates that these aren't words in the Russian language either. But then again, wait a second. Wait a second. There is a break here. So this could be suggesting, and there's a break here. So we might have to divide the words like, yeah, I don't know.
That could be a different word.
Like maybe we need to put a break between some of the words, right? So
it could be more than a word.
What do you mean more than a word?
Because it could be a phrase.
A what?
At least 2 words. Break means
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Okay, so right. Which one are we go back to? If we start with this one, and
where is the break?
See, we're kind of getting a bit. This is where I don't like it because we're gonna remove. There's obviously a space between these 2 dashes and this sequence here, but we're going to say we're going to just remove that, which I don't like because then we're going to add in this line as the break. But let's just try it anyway. So we removed this one, we removed this one. So we want to count 1, 2. So if we remove the next one, skip that, and then remove these. I don't think this is the way to do it because this is just going to garble the Morse code.
No. First do up to the break. One up to the break, and then start the next one.
2 hashtags is what we got. Sorry, what did you say, Rajan?
No, first go from here. Go to that original pattern.
Yeah, I'll go back there now. Right.
Okay. So you start from here. It will be a dash.
I can't see you, Rajan, so I don't know what you're talking about. Start from the center or the outside, or what?
Outside.
Okay, start from the outside.
Go up to the break. Go up to the break.
Yeah, this part or this part.
Yeah, go outside. Go all the way in, up to the break.
What's the break? I have no idea what you're talking about. What break?
There is a break here, right? There is a break. The line here. It's a break.
You really need to. I can't see you. So we have this. We dash, and then we have a space. Is this the break you mean?
Yeah, that's a break. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So if I can, let me try to see whether I can pull up the other camera to show you.
But I won't be able to see it, Rajan. So.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the other camera where I can show that.
But I won't be able to see it. So, right. Okay, so just use your words. You mean the break. You don't mean this line, yeah? Because I'm using that line.
Yeah. That I mean the line. That line, yeah.
All right. That line. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I understand. What about it?
Okay, so you are counting the whole thing. You are putting the dash and the dot and dash for the whole thing, right? Do only up to that break. The dash and the dot only up to the break. Okay?
Oh, I see. I think I get what you're saying.
Yes.
Remove
all of the things.
I'll just remove this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just get one of them. That's kind of obvious,
Ah,
isn't it?
okay. Yeah.
But yeah, no, good thinking.
What
I
is the
guess
other one? The next one.
it'll be the
Remove the
same.
other one.
It'll be the same.
Is
See?
it?
Yeah, of course. Oh, look at that.
Something else.
Okay,
Oh,
so that was good thinking, but unfortunately, well, are these all the I mean, maybe we should work from this list rather than because otherwise
yeah.
it's better, isn't it? Okay, so this is the one from the outside. Where's it gone? Okay. So dash dash, does that exist as an option? Doesn't. So dash dash is not a valid Morse code in Russian, and maybe not. Oh no, it is. So it's M. M. Next one, dot dash dot dash dot dash dot dash. Is that a valid one? If you see it, Rajan, just call out. Oh, we have dash dot dash dot. So we might.
It's okay, which is inversion.
We might be going. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, there you go. So
that's
that is
backwards
that's A.
or.
That's A, right?
I'm not sure. I know P is or, so backwards or. No, oh yeah, is it A or is it this?
A. Yeah, in English it is A, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, that's Russian.
It's got a Latin character.
Latin.
Yeah, it's the Latin character. I don't know if we want to. We'll focus on the Russian because it's a message in Russian, so it's more than likely in Russian, right?
Okay.
That makes sense. Now we got dot dot dash dot is the next one. So does that one exist? Dot dot. The inverse exists, so there's a good chance that it does. Dot dot dash dot is a real one, and it's this phi.
Yeah, phi.
This seems completely different to the actual Morse code we got from the translator, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's doing
dash dot dot. So this is always the way. You have to make sure you try all the methods, or else.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. We did. I'm pretty sure we got that as an answer. It got that one right, I think, and so that's the next one as well. And then we have triple dots. They're definitely one because I remember seeing it. I think
triple dots was there.
Yeah, C. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. And then triple dashes are also one. That's O. Oh, this is the cook part. Remember, we got that.
Yeah.
So maybe cook is something.
Yeah.
And then finally, dash dot dash, which is K. Okay. Now I think, well, maybe we're not getting anywhere, but I always feel like I'm getting somewhere, you know? Hopefully this bloody translator works properly. I don't know if it does. And then we have to ask, should we break this word up into different words?
Now you convert that to English.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're doing.
Binary. You have to do binary, maybe. I don't know.
Why would I convert it to binary?
How do you do it then English?
Well, you just
Bulgarian. Bulgarian, he says.
Yeah, it was detecting Bulgarian. Now it's detecting Ukrainian. What was?
They're all very close languages, right? They are very similar.
Must be, yeah.
English. Translate to English.
Where did we put the break in this before? Oh yeah, it was there. So this was 1, 2. Oh crap. Oh yeah, here maybe this will help. Oh no, go back here to get the original, which is this one.
You need a lot of patience.
You need a lot of patience. I don't really. I don't have a lot of patience. Sorry about that. Okay, so Oh yeah, what did we say? We want to count these because we want to know where the break is. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So after the fourth letter, we should have a break. So if we go back to here, 1, 2, 3, 4. It detects Ukrainian. And it doesn't give us anything that's legible, unfortunately. Co.uk. I am FF Cook.
Mr.
FD Cook. Maybe that's someone's name.
Yeah. So he's giving.
So who is FD Cook?
You know, Captain Cook. There was a Captain Cook.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. We're probably getting this completely wrong, but I'm
FD Cook. I'm a food cook. FD means food. I cook food.
Yeah, he's a fed though as well.
So then that person was a cook.
He was, yeah. He was very. I think he committed suicide or something.
Oh, really?
I did not want for love or attention.
So before he died, maybe
I think he was a very good cook as well. But maybe not a very nice person, perhaps. Okay, so who is FD Cook? We don't care. The I am part is relevant. FD Cook. There is no Lisa Cook. FD Cooking Studio. See, the problem with the internet is every combination of random, words and letters is supplied somewhere. And
Frank.
So there's no point in following any of this to anywhere because it doesn't really lead anywhere. But
Frank D. Cook.
Also, there's the point that this is in Russian, so FD Cook is not going to appear anywhere. So if we go, we should put this in
Australia, right?
Australia Cook isn't really a Russian. It's not going to be a thing in Russian, But we'll put it in anyway.
Could be Australian or New Zealander type of thing.
It'll be Cook because of Captain Cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is in Russia though. So, but I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay, so that's kind of it. I think we've exhausted the.
Maybe this person went to from Australia to Russia, or New Zealand to Russia.
Yeah. Okay.
And he has to kind of be a detective. I mean, he has to hide himself, right?
Oh. Well, we did have the other option to do the reverse one, did we? Or something.
Yeah.
Well, hang on a second. The reverse one is
some of them are pirates, pirates, and they leave this kind of message in a bottle. So instead of that, they are carving these patterns. Could be.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so hang on, what did we do? Which one did we start with here? I'm losing track. We started with the outside one in. So that's
slash or something there. So we know where it stops.
Yeah.
Where it's breaking, you put a slash.
Well, this is the forward one. So we want the backwards one, which is this one, obviously. And then we go back to here. And we want to put that up here. And then we want to go down to here and go dash dot dash. K is the first letter. So this is really just the letters backwards, though, isn't it? So we could just go in here and just type them in backwards.
Yeah.
Save us all that hassle. Because I don't like seeing the word cook there. Just it's too English, isn't it? Just reminds me, which I don't think is going to be a Russian word. I have no idea about this word. Russian detected, so it says, and the answers are. It's not very promising, is it, Roger?
No.
No. Hmm.
Feynman.
You're seeing patterns there. I'm just clicking the buttons. I'm not even bother looking anymore. Just okay. So I don't think that worked. Right. So
Or my. I am so and so could be.
well, we did get an answer, didn't we? But what do you think in terms of like? It could be just someone's writing literally. This is my name. I did this. So that is our solution, I think, at this point. But I don't know.
I mean, it's like a bundle. Looks like me a bundle, and they are tying it together in some way. You know, like a bundle and like a string, and then and they're tying it together. So the string is like a bead, and
Oh yeah.
your string.
Well, that's very true. Um,
Like you
this
have
is
like
the
a
sun,
belt
though.
type
If
thing.
this is the sun, and this would be Mercury, would it?
Yeah,
And then
like the
what's
solar
this?
system.
Yeah. Well, if that's Mercury, it's very big, though. Maybe this is Earth, the Moon, and
Uh,
this dot. Is this this could be a Lagrange point or something?
yeah.
This could be another satellite.
So it could be that it tells you that this is part of a solar system, and then it goes out of that solar system, right? Like a
Yeah.
comet, like thing, and goes into the galaxy.
Well,
Uh,
what about this? Right, this is a strange one. If this is Earth, then this would be Mars, wouldn't it? Oh no, where
yeah.
did Three Eye Atlas come in? It because like this is the sun, this is the position of Earth, and this is the location of Three Eye Atlas at the when it goes
Mercury is
into.
the closest, right?
Where did it
Mercury is,
does it cross between Earth and Mars, wasn't it?
yeah.
Um, well, let's look that up. It's unlikely to be Three Eye Atlas. Three Eye. Oh, by
Mercury,
the way,
Venus.
when I
Uh,
said Three Eye Atlas was
uh,
you were chatting to Emmanuel, and you said that I said it came from a different galaxy. I said it came from the direction of the Sagittarius galaxy, but that doesn't mean that I think it came from the Sagittarius galaxy.
outside. It may not be outside the Milky Way.
Who knows? I mean, it depends how long it's been traveling for. But all I'm saying is I was just reporting what they said, which is that it's coming from the direction of I think it was the Sagittarius. I don't even know if I said galaxy. I think I just said Sagittarius constellation. Okay, so it's in between
Wow.
Earth and Mars. So there's a very good app or thing that shows you where oh, maybe this is it, is it? Earth sky.
Hey, today I read that it doesn't follow the physics. The tail, normally the comets, the tail it starts fade out, but in this
Right.
case it's going brighter. So you cannot. It doesn't follow normal physics.
Well, maybe it does
That's
follow
today.
normal physics. It's not a normal comet.
Yeah, it's very
Maybe it has
abnormal.
like a different composition, is what I mean, and it's just
Yeah.
behaving differently. Or maybe our theory of comets is incorrect for some reason.
Or
But
it could be
yeah,
changing the composition. It may have ability to change composition. You know,
who is the
so you can
ability?
switch from.
Who is the ability? Who is
Uh,
they?
means that comet has something in there that can change the nature of the compound. Like there could be something that like a liquid to liquid to solid to gas, so it can interchange, and then the composition changes
Oh yeah,
depending on the
yeah. There's
temperature.
exactly there was something about the composition of the comet itself. Well, upon heating, begins to behave differently or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay, unfortunately, I don't have. So, like, if we had a graph here that shows the position of the Earth when relative to October 30th, Atlas makes its closest approach to the sun. Now, where is Earth? One, see, they don't show us where Earth is. Maybe Earth is here, and that's there, if that's correct. And that looks like the right kind of lineup, doesn't it? Here.
Perihelion,
Earth.
aphelion type of thing.
What?
Perihelion and aphelion type of thing.
Oh, perihelion, are you trying to say?
Perihelion, yeah.
Yeah. So this
And
is
aphelion.
What is the other one?
Aphelion. Perihelion. Aphelion.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. Yeah. Aphelion. So, I mean, maybe that's what it is. I am FD Cook doesn't really make any sense. Okay, we'll continue on anyway. I think we did a bit of work on that. It was good fun. Right. So here's another one. No, sorry, wrong one. How did I get that wrong?
Yorkshire.
I must have gotten that wrong somehow. This one is from. We should take a gander at, or take into account where it is. So, Winchester, Hampshire, 12th of July, 2022. Now, it's pretty obvious from looking at this that this is going to be binary. And, you know, if you're smart, you just go 1 0 1 1 0 0 0 space 1 0 0 1 0 0 0 1 0. And then I think that's right.
Clockwise, yeah. Going clockwise.
Well, that's actually anti-clockwise, isn't it?
No, 101 is clockwise. From this side, from the left side, you're going clockwise, right?
Oh yeah, I am going clockwise. Yes, thank you. Okay. Right, so where's our binary? Oh, here we go. So we just put this in here. Oh, plus that didn't work, did it? Binary to, oh god. Okay, we got a number there, which is, I don't know what that number is.
How many are there?
It's
2, 4,
3 million.
6, 7.
3 million. So let's say
it's like speed of light, maybe.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, 3 million per second. But I think for some reason I've done something wrong there. Sorry, Rajan. Close that because we have too many open. Can close that. So did I get this right? 1 0 1 1 3. Yeah, 1 0 0 1.
There are 4 zeros. There are 4 zeros.
Yeah. Oh right.
You put only.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I was certain that I put the right amount of zeros in there. Okay, now see what I mean about being terrible at this. This is why. Okay, binary to text. I don't like that. So did I get the other part wrong as well? It's very possible. 1 0 0 1 0 0. No, I didn't.
What about? There's one in the middle. How about one in the middle? What do you do with that?
Yeah, I don't know. That seems to be out of line.
You have to add one. You have to add one more.
No.
No.
Don't think so. Let's try a different anagram. Let's try a different binary translator, maybe. Binary translator. Oh. Qubit. What's this one?
Oh, okay.
Go away. Okay, same thing.
Yeah.
How
about you reverse it? You
okay. What, like completely reverse?
Anti-clockwise. Anti-clockwise.
Yeah. Okay. And
from the
but
right.
we can also invert the binary itself, can't we? So let me think about it for a second. So there's that way of doing it. Then there's the reverse, right? And then there's, what about, so you're saying,
So it becomes 0, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 1. The reverse
okay,
way.
right? Let's try that.
You can write it.
We'll go back to this one. Got I.
That makes more sense.
Does it?
Could be a small I also. Could be a small I. You know.
It's not. It's a capital I.
Capital I. Okay.
Binary to decimal.
Binary hexadecimal. 187.
Binary to octal. Well, I don't know. It's interesting, isn't it?
Is it prime? No. About 4 hours, 44 minutes, 15 seconds. Time-wise.
Well, this is fascinating, isn't it? So you see this number here, right?
There are 2, 4, 6, 8.
Yeah. But if we put the 1 at the center, yeah, even though actually I think the 1 now would be a 0, we'll get 146 million, which is very close to the distance in kilometers.
Light year, like
to the sun. The distance.
How many light years?
It's the distance to the sun, so it's 8 minutes, 8 light minutes.
8 minutes, yeah.
Roughly. And then we already see that you know, we can, I think if we put
a distance, yeah.
Put this number in.
Distance makes sense.
I know. There's a way to get, we already got another one that looked a bit like the speed of light, didn't we? So
yeah. So it could be that suppose aliens are coming, right? So they know that from where they came to this place, there is some distance, like so many light years, and they mark it there so that they know when they go back what is the distance. And so when they come back, they have something that shows that record.
Right.
How many?
But so there's another thing that got me thinking. You know, I did some research into 9/11. Yes, so this is kind of how it links to 9/11. But there was the one thing about it is that when the first plane hit in, I think it was like 8:46 or something like that.
AM, yeah.
The North Tower, and then 17 minutes later, so at whatever that is, 9, what would be 903?
At the Pentagon?
Yeah, so whenever that happened, so basically the point I'm trying to make is that there was a delay of like 17 minutes between the first and the second tower being hit. So we could, it was typical, isn't it? That it's so difficult to find anything when you want to find it. So if you look at that as if you say 17 minutes, at that time of year, it would have taken sunlight 8.5 minutes to leave the sun, or to leave the sun, reach Earth, and then go back to the sun. So 17 minutes, yeah? So you think about it, it's like when the light left the sun, the first tower was hit, then it reflects back to the sun, and then the second tower was hit. So it's like some sort of weird coincidence with the sun and this two mirror image of these two towers exploding, you know? So you can imagine, well, so is there, could you say there's a connection between these two? Now, in actual fact, the solution to this is here somewhere, I'm pretty sure. I don't know why it isn't working, but maybe is it articles? So here we go. Oh, so it's right. So we've got it backwards or something. It's 0. So do you start from this side and go anti-clockwise?
Yeah, that's anti-clockwise. Yeah.
Right. That would have been the solution, I think.
Yeah,
I don't know how I missed that. Yeah. Like I said.
Right.
Yeah, of course it's anti-clockwise, right? Well, let's just do that then, so that we can, because like obviously the trail that I'm following here is a bit more how would you say, a bit more esoteric, or not probably not very logical in a sense, but that's okay. Now this is going to say when we change it to binary to text.
Binary.
Dang it, it doesn't. Okay, well, you get it anyway. This somehow, I'm not entirely sure. It's not working for us today, but there it is. Oh, okay. We're just doing it wrong.
Right?
We did it the right. And that is the way. Okay, so that's the way. That is annoying.
I told you.
I thought we already did that way.
But you see that
we did.
There's a number.
We tried that. We tried that option, and it didn't work. So look, we're going to try it again. And oh, there we go. Anyway. So you can see it's not that interesting, I don't think. Oh, but there is another one that's similar to it. This one, it could be OUM.
Group theory.
I don't know, but see, this is typical. So if we go on, so I'll keep looking. So if we yeah, there is so like I say, so there's this connection between maybe 9/11, and then look at this. So this is the square in the World Trade Center, and we have this ring with, and then these dots, and then this sculpture at the center. This is Austin J. Tobin Plaza, and it kind of has a crop circle like pattern to it, doesn't it? And actually, so I think when either after I saw this, I thought, well, let's go looking for a crop circle that looks like that, or maybe I found it originally, but we've already seen it, so not that one. I managed to somehow misalign these flipping crop circles. Was this one? Sorry. So what we see here is we have 3 circles, and then we have some lines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So
it looks like a bear's face. Bear.
Yeah. Okay. It does have that. It does have a kind of a face to it. So anyway, so we have 6, and we have 3, which is 9. If you go back to here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 9 of those. You have the 3 circles. And we have 9 of them, obviously. So that's 27. And then on the outside, we've got 9 lampposts, obviously. And then if we examine the lampposts more closely, we see that each one has 3 kind of light sections. So that's another 27. And then if we add all of those up, we get 72, which is interesting because that is the number we'd expect to get for something like this that's very circular, because the number 72 is always sort of related to. So if you think of it, this is the sun here at the center, and then these are like planets on the outside, or divisions of time. So initially I was going to count how many divisions here with the light rays coming out, and I expected 72, but I figured that there probably isn't 72 of them. So it has
if you divide 360 by 72, you get 5, right?
Right, yeah. So it's something like that, but it's more to do, I think it's more to do with if you take the epochs. So we're just going to delete this, I think. If we take the epochs, how does it go again? So for the precessional cycle, I'm saying that wrong, I think. Is it 2160, I think. And then there's 12 of those. Am I getting that right?
Is it a per month, you say?
No, you know the
the time.
It's to do with
revolutions.
No, it's to do with the precessional cycle, I think it's called. Precession of the equinoxes. And so we have axial precession, and the Earth is wobbling. Great year. So this number here, but there's different ways of calculating the
zodiac. So more like astrology, astrological thing.
It is astronomy as well. It's both. But yeah, so because the cycle, because of the way the earthquake or the rotation of the Earth, goes, because of the precession cycle. Anyway, it's the grand year. So if we divide this by 12, oh, for fuck's sake, why does everything suck now? I'm just going to use the calculator on my computer. You won't be able to see it, but so what was the figure we had? Divided by 12 equals 200. Right, the answer we get is 2,160, which is what I said, yeah?
Yeah.
So, so I think if we divide that original number by 72, you get 360. Okay. So that's the kind of relationship that we're talking here. I believe you can also multiply 360 times 73, for example, and you'll get a different number, which is also a valid that number there, which is also a valid age for the great year. And then you can divide the great year into months.
What is a great year?
What?
What is a great year? I don't know.
That's the length of time it takes for the wobbling of the axis, the axial tilt, to go back around to the same point it was. And the reason why we divide it into 12 is because it has to pass through the 12 zodiac signs, like you were talking about. So there is a relationship there. So that's why 72 is important to this whole time thing. And this is obviously 9, and then 72 is obviously a multiple of 9. So then the question we have to ask, is there, so I don't want to get too ahead of myself here in any respect, but you know, you'd ask, is there a connection between crop circles and crop circle makers and the people who built the World Trade Center and destroyed it, perhaps even, you know, because there is, if you look at the architect who designed the World Trade Center, architect, he was a Japanese man whose name I cannot remember. Architect. Is that how you spell architect? Yes, Minoru Yamasaki. It's actually a very easy name to say. I just have I just blank on Japanese names because there's so many vowels and consonants interspersed. Now, he was involved in a lot of big projects, as you might imagine. If he's the designer of the World Trade Center, he did a lot of airports, and he built a lot of airports in places like Saudi Arabia, which is a bit ironic, you know, and a lot of places like that. And so what he would do when he was building all these airports in like Muslim countries is he would naturally enough take inspiration from their culture and so forth, and incorporate it into his designs. And he did the exact same thing then with the World Trade Center. Now, you can see here, they're not mentioning, I don't see much about the airports, but we can look them up. It's typical of what airports, typical of Wikipedia, just not being very interesting. I mean, I may have this incorrect, but so I think these are some airports he may have designed. No, I'm not really seeing it. So it could be that I have the yeah, this is by him. Anyway, it's a lot of this information just gets sort of buried. Here's the kind of thing I'm thinking of. There's a lot of these pillars and sort of, so basically it's kind of inspired by, there we go, Dhahran International Airport. So that's obviously in the Middle East, you see? And he's taking, see these things at the back here, Rajan? It's Islamic architecture. It's like the Islamic arches. And up here as well, you can see that he's taking inspiration from Islamic architecture and modernizing it. And then if we look at the World Trade Center, we see the same thing here. So these are Islamic arches. So the entire World Trade Center, therefore, is actually an Islamic building. So if we look at, if we go to Mecca, let's see if we can find some pictures of Mecca. And what are those two towers called? The Minaret Towers. So these two towers are the World Trade Center. This cube here in the plaza is this. This is, they just changed the cube into a sphere. And then, so all this rotating around are the Muslims going around their cube. And the cube itself here are the World Trade Centers, because they are cubes. Do you know what I mean? Their floor plan is a cube. So this, you know, when, what's his name? Osama bin Laden attacked the World Trade Center. One of the reason they gave was because, what was it to do with? Oh, it was because he hated democracy and capitalism. And so he decided to attack this building. And there was some other thing going on. But in order for that to be the case, since this was designed based on, it's a homage essentially to Mecca. Where was Mecca again? So if he attacks this, he's attacking this because it's a symbol of capitalism and freedom, but it's actually a symbol of this. So by him attacking it, he's attacking Islam. Isn't that a bit weird? And another thing that's weird is that this Japanese guy who worked on those airports and designed it with this Islam, he worked with the Bin Laden Construction Company to build a lot of these. So Osama bin Laden's dad and family ran the Bin Laden Construction Company, and he worked with them. There he is next to the towers, and the Bin Laden Construction Company also worked to build these. So not only did they were one of the contractors. So not only did Osama bin Laden supposedly attack the World Trade Center because it was a symbol of capitalism, but he also attacked his own family's legacy, you know, constructive legacy. So it begins to sound a bit odd, you know, if we're talking about, if we want to recontextualize the psychology of this man, then we'd want to start saying he hated Islam, he hated his own family, and all this stuff. So it just starts to become very strange. So maybe, you know, maybe there's another sort, like who was really behind the attacks? And I'm sure you've heard of this story about the dancing Israelis, yeah? Dancing Israelis. Yeah, so this basically this idea. A bunch of Israeli art students were seen dancing, filming the attacks on the World Trade Center that morning, and then they were arrested. Oh. And I don't think they worked for Urban Moving Systems, which was a Mossad front basically, and they found explosive residue in their van and stuff. And so they were all arrested and then released back to Israel shortly thereafter without too many questions being asked. And the question is then, so, you know, who was involved in, you know, in the attack? Who knew about it prior to the event? And according to different sources, basically every government in the world knew that this was going to happen before it happened. So, you know, obviously Israel could be a key player, but they're not the only player, is what I'm saying. But then, right, where am I going with this? Like, what has this got to do with UFOs? So maybe, you know, there's this idea that the people in Israel at the moment are, you know, if you were to compare them with like the Jews who were around at the time of Moses, or even Jesus, that they're very different people now. You know, they've over time they've changed their lineage. They're more Ukrainian, in fact, than they are technically Israeli, you know, so, and that's okay. But so we can think of them. So even like Arthur Koestler, who was a Jew himself, wrote a very interesting book, and he's a great scientist. He did a lot of work in psychics and so yeah, he did a book on studying psychic ability. But he wrote a book called The 13th Tribe, where he tried to argue that the Jewish people, who are the Ashkenazi Jews, aren't actually Jewish. They are the 13th tribe from Ukraine. And so they're kind of Slavic or Caucasian Arab sort of group up near, you know, Azerbaijan and these sort of Arab areas as well. So, but also Slavic. So that actually Ashkenazi became the Hessians. They were Khazarians who converted from some sort of snake worshipping religion, and they were given a choice: either convert to Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. And they basically said they more or less just picked Judaism randomly, but that's changed the whole course of their history. Now, so, you know, so you have in the Bible, beware those who say they are Jews but are not Jews. So does this relate to them? Or does it have a completely different meaning? I'll leave that up to you to decide. But let's say that there is a connection between these kind of older people and we don't know like where they came from. They just sort of emerge and some sort of like more like alien force. So maybe, you know, we're all bickering between each other. Oh, this, you know, the Muslims attacked on 9/11. Or the Israelis did, or whatever, but maybe it was none of them. Maybe it's like connected to something like deeper and darker, you know, sort of like more supernatural. Because in the Bible, remember, it says, Jesus says something like, I'm just going to paraphrase this, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood. Something like that. For our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but against the rulers and against the authorities, against the powers, right, against the spiritual forces of evil in the heavenly realms. Okay? So that, you know, there was linking this back, there was a guy called Shraver, I think. This is a very UFO kind of thing, Shraver. And he talked about, I think he talked about lizard people living underground or something like that. And so there was this idea that at some point, okay, I mean, I have that book on my computer somewhere. Shraver. Might be getting the name wrong. Amazing Stories, I think it was called. Amazing Stories. Shraver. But basically, there was this idea that there was some that they found some people living under the ground, or like tombs with these hermetically sealed coffins inside them. And this was in Russia somewhere. And then they kind of opened them up, and the people inside weren't actually dead, you know? They were just in suspended animation from a previous point in history, but when some cataclysm had occurred. And so they kind of released these people back into the world. And they're not fully human, you know? But then this here says like against flesh and blood. So the question is really like, is there somehow some influence from beyond, outside of Earth that's pushing this thing? And you can look that up on YouTube. I think you know, 9/11 and UFOs, and there's a good numbers of sightings of UFOs during that time period. But they'd be mainly videos. So that's something you can kind of look into yourself. Even some of the images of the planes themselves don't even really appear to be planes. At some points they lose their wings and stuff, and yeah. But I think we kind of covered that, and that's and we did the we tried to decode the UFO crop circles. So we'll move on to possibly more relevance or more, how would you say, objective kind of stuff, rooted more in the data for UFOs. Now, the question is where to start here. I guess, remember I sent you this link for an Irish UFO documentary from the 70s, I think it is. Now, in this documentary, there's lots of different reports. I don't know if you got a chance to look at this, Rajan, but some of them
not really.
Some of them are pretty funny, you know. These kids are obviously lying about having seen UFOs, I think. Not in a malicious way. I think they just really, really want to see a UFO, so they faked it, and that was that. Now, I'm not sure if I can find the actual exact timestamp here. Let me see. I'm a bit worried about this crashing for some reason, so I'll close those. Close that and that. We don't need. We've done all of that. So this looks like it's from the Roswell thing. Oh, I think it's I think it's this guy. I'm not mistaken. So essentially, we have these researchers from Ireland, and this looks like it's actually not from the 70s. So I think this documentary seems to be a mix of different reports. So we've got Dr. Eamon Ansborough, who's an astronomer, and we might be able to listen to a bit of this.
On specific orbital tracks around the Earth. this is very similar to what's just happened now in the last few weeks by the Department of Defense in the US. Papers just come out with Professor Avi Loeb to show that we have some sort of super craft in the solar system that's able to deliver probes.
How long ago did you first say that?
Oh, it was 30 years ago, I think. Back in the mid-90s, we discovered that through patterns and cycles of UFOs that we could demonstrate a new model to show that there was a controlled autonomous surveillance of the Earth. So what we discovered was that they're actually using 660 orbital tracks around the Earth. These are not artificial satellite tracks. These orbital tracks are totally programmed to be in synchronization with the rotation of the Earth. It was all theoretical at the time, based on originally 30,000 reports worldwide we got from the US, France, and the UK. And then we whittled it down to about 1,300 reliable reports. These would be multiply witnessed, or people had taken recordings at the time.
So there you go. So it gives you some background. So you have this Irish physicist or astronomer, and you know, you were able to hear that, were you, Rajan?
Yeah, somewhat, yeah.
Okay, so essentially, you saw the idea. He's taking the orbital tracks of these UFOs and building up. Is trying to look for patterns in it. And I actually heard about that the first time from where is it? Oh yeah, a book called "Conspiracy of Silence: UFOs in Ireland," and I think you can see it here.
It's a trajectory, yeah.
Yeah, and so this is by Dermot Butler and Carl Nally. I think that's right. And yeah, if you read that book, if you read that book, it basically says towards the end of it that a good way to study the UFO phenomenon would be to look through all these data sets where people have reported sightings similar to this UFO sightings data set from Kaggle here, and try and find their description of the event. So this event took place in early fall around this date, and then try and find the ones where it gives directional information, like lights racing across the sky, 90-degree turns, but you know, and then it traveled off northwest or something like that. And then so build up your data set with the directions, and then plot the trajectory of the craft in like great circles around the Earth is how I interpret it, and then plot all of those on a grid map of the Earth, and where they intersect, that's where we would place the UFO bases, right? So that is the theory, and you know, I think I've had the idea to do this then since when I read that book, but which was a good while ago. So first thing we kind of need to do then is to find out which, you know, to get a good data set. We've got a data set from NUFORC, and it's got sightings. It tells you when it occurred, the location, shape of the object, duration, and then it gives you a summary and a text. I observed a rectangular shaped aircraft and whatnot. You know, we also have this one from GitHub, UFO sightings.csv. I believe that's from NUFORC as well. And you know, we have other ones. You'd have other ones from you know, different sources like MUFON and the likes. So, but I think we're gonna focus on the NUFORC one, one of those. Sorry about this.
Is it Norfolk, Virginia? No.
No, I think it's called, it's I'm not sure what it stands for. Oh, let's look. Have a look.
UFO.
National UFO Reporting Center.
Ah.
I call it New Fork, but maybe it's something else. Maybe I just say it is what it is. Okay, so I'm trying to find the last modified documents. Last modified name. Okay. I should have set this up beforehand. UFO sightings, great circles. Here we go. So we all right. There's one example of a data set that we're talking about. You see, we've got the reports there, and here's another one with. Oh yeah, we filter out directional rows. So we're only interested in the ones that contain reports that talk about, did it go east, did it go west, did it go northwest, that kind of thing. So we filter out those. And then, yeah, that's a different one. Right, so we have the filtered things. And we also need to get the geocode for the location. So I think there was a problem there. Oh yeah, and then so what we do is we convert these to I think 0 should be really 360. Maybe that might work better because we were getting an error. I remember we were getting an error thrown here. Maybe not. So essentially we take the heading map. So, you know, we have north, south, east, west. We convert that to proper degrees and then normalize it. And then we take the dot product, I think, from of the heading with the, what's it called? It's like the normed vector or whatever, which is just along the latitude line for like some distance of 1, and then you can kind of map all of those. So I think we already did map a lot of these. Okay, so that was an early version that didn't work. I'll just go through each of these. Right, so here's where the major sightings occurred, and this is by decade. So you see one in Hawaii there, one up in Alaska, Fairbanks, one quite a long time ago in the 1960s in Roseville. That's quite
Michigan.
a smooth
Roseville, Michigan. No? Okay.
Yeah, New Mexico, Santa Fe. Hey. Scottsdale, Arizona. That's near you, right? 2010. Lakeside, California, and so on. Oh, some of these are quite recent. Alameda. Great.
Sorry, Nevada. Anything in Nevada or?
Arizona and New Mexico. No, I don't know.
And then go up. Where is that? The one up.
We got Wyoming.
Wyoming. On the left of that. Idaho.
Idaho. Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing directly in. Where were you asking about? Sorry.
Nevada.
Nevada, right? But I mean, you're in. Oh, you're not in Arizona. You're in Nevada. Is that correct? Correct.
No. I am in Arizona.
Okay. Cool. Oh, but Nevada would be where the base is it? Area 51?
Yeah, 51, Area 51. It's somewhere near there.
Uh-huh. Now, we can take a single plot, and there we plot the great circle. So this would be, if they saw something here, and it was traveling off in this direction, we just continue it so that it comes back around. So then they could have seen it come from this direction, in which case we'd want another great circle going around this way. But we're just to simplify things, we just took the heading of it. So we could run it again from a different. So this is UFO single. UFO. Where did I have that? Where is that? Oh yeah, single. Now we've got all of them. Okay. So yeah, here's all the sightings and then all of the trajectories. And then here we have them all by decade. So I think we'll go with this because it's just nicer to look at. We want to keep close to the United States because that's where the sightings are happening. So we'd imagine that where the greatest numbers of lines are crossing is probably where the craft are originating from, because we can assume that these UFOs are all being released from one area somewhere and then flying across the contiguous United States, as I think they refer to it, and then going back to the base, wherever that is located. Now, if we look at this, I was thinking that this area here is kind of promising. Box select. Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of crossover here, and there's also some crossover here. Oh yeah, this is probably a better way of doing it. So those are two options. I mean, there's obviously here, this is like the Bermuda Triangle or something. Okay, so I don't want to spend too much time or waste too much time. So if we were to go to, I guess, Google Maps. And then what do we want to do here? We want to input, what is that? Close. Where's that one? So we want to input like 18 minus 57. 18 and minus 57. Let's see where we get. So we're down here in the ocean. Zoom out too far. I'd really like to get rid of all the roads. I don't know how to do that on this.
Probably Atlantic Ocean, right?
It is, yeah. It's very nearby Puerto Rico. See that? And there's a very deep trench here in Puerto Rico. And I don't know what the name of this trench is, but there was a whistleblower who said, now I don't know, I guess whistleblower, UFOs, Puerto Rico? How do you spell Puerto Rico?
Puerta.
Something like that?
Something like that, yeah. Yeah, I think that's correct.
So Pentagon's findings, go fast. No, we don't want the go fast thing. You see, we got this David Grush guy. Like, it's not really what we're thinking of. So apparently there's some anomaly in the trench there that's known about. And basically the UFOs are coming out of this. I don't know, what's TIL again? Today I learned beneath the Puerto Rico trench is a mass so dense it has a gravitational pull on the surface of the ocean, causing it to dip somewhat. The trench is also associated with the most negative gravity anomaly on Earth, minus 380 milligals. I don't know what that is. Each, which indicates the presence of an active downward force. So there's there's definitely an anomaly there on some level.
What is it called?
Is it? What?
What is the name of the trench?
That's a good question. Puerto Rico Trench, believe it or not.
Huh.
Yeah. Heard of it? Never heard of. Oh, have heard of this. What the hell is it? Why aren't we more intrigued? A bit of Googling came across a paper which says it is most likely it's likely to be a hanging slab of lithosphere. Lol jargon, but what I've gathered is it means that it's basically a massive hanging bit of the Earth's crust. I don't know. I noticed there's no gravity anomaly map in that story. Map of the surface, map of the seafloor, but no gravity map. Now, I wonder, is there any mention here of the UFO anomaly? It is pretty interesting. UFO base. Basically, you remember all of the sightings of these drones? I think it was it last year in around Christmas time in New Jersey? And they didn't know where they were coming from. Big drones as well.
No, it's not Chinese, right?
No, well, no, I don't think so, because they were too big, and they were, unless the Chinese have some sort of new advanced technology and their batteries are much better than they're making out to be. So apparently, there was this whistleblower who said that they're all coming from this trench. You know, they fly up, and they're yeah. He was also talking about stuff like, you know, where you'd see a UFO flying and then it divides into two, it splits into two and then reforms. He had the theory on that, or how it works is that those are actually entangled, so they can split into like one dimension and another, or like one parallel universe and another kind of thing. So they're like two possibilities of the same craft, and then the craft can come back together again. So it's like quantum mechanics, but on a macro scale. Yeah, so the guy has some really, really good theories. I think it was a like 4chan thread or something.
Only they could go into superluminal level and then come back to luminal level, you know.
Exactly, they could do all sorts of very interesting things. Okay, so let's say that seems like a good first test of our method here. Then there's another one further up here. So what's that? 25 minus 54. Let's try that one. 25 minus 54. And what we find is that it's just a little higher north. So it's kind of, I think the first one was down here, and then this is up here. But, you know, we're stretching across to here all the time. So it's including this, what is this, fault line in the Mid-Atlantic Rift, is what it's called. So, I mean, if you look at this map, you'll see that there's a lot of kind of these lines. And all they are is, these are the less detailed parts, and these are the more detailed sonar stuff. So you can see a lot more of the ground here. So I don't know. It doesn't really tell us an awful lot. But you could spend time looking into it to see if you could detect anything. I don't think we need that. Oh yeah, okay. So let's zoom out a bit, and let's look on the opposite side of the United States. So we see here that there's crossings here and here, which is just really off the coast of the United States, probably in some sort of along the continental shelf. But I think maybe we'd want to go a bit further out. We have a lot of lines crossing out near Hawaii, so down like 7 minus 157. Let's try out there. 7 minus 157. It starts off, it zooms in too far, so you don't get any info. So we have islands like the Napari and the Onowea village, Kiribati, and Jarvis Islands. So that seems to be the kind of location we're at. You look at the sea floor around here. We're in a big zone of nothingness, so we can't really. There's not much we can glean from that. Obviously, we've got different islands and stuff over here. So maybe we'll go and look at some of these islands that we saw. This way. What's this island? Washington Island, it's called. Kiribati Catholic Church. And there's a Protestant church. You can see the way they keep on different sides of the island, you know, which is a good idea. I know, I'm joking. And then there's a big lake in the center of this island, which is interesting. I wonder if that's volcanic or what. So I don't think there's much. There's actually proper settlements on that island, which is interesting. Then we have the Napari Island. Napari Island. So, I mean, this is a pretty interesting place. Looks like there's a massive, would you call that a lagoon or something? Hamilton Park. This is obviously some sort of national park in a sense. These places are pretty out of the way. Huh?
What part of the desert is not? It's not Puerto Rico, no.
There's people living on this island as well. You can see there.
Off of Puerto Rico? Is it off of Puerto Rico and Caribbean?
No, it's sorry, it's on the other side of America now. We're kind of closer to Hawaii and stuff.
Oh, the Pacific.
Yeah.
Pacific side.
Well, let's see if I've got other. There's Western Australia, US. Oh yeah, that's okay. We'll come back to that. So we're here. So maybe there's a base there. There's Hawaii. Okay, let's continue on. There's also a lot of lines that intersect over here. So maybe -4, 170. -4, 170. Let's see what's over here.
Do we come close to Philippines or anything like that?
Yeah, very much so. So you can see we're nearby this sort of sunken island. There's a whole bunch of islands over here. So I've kind of explored a lot of these. But unfortunately, I didn't take notes of where we were. So, I mean, we could have a look at some of these maybe. So we got Roreti. So that is an airport. A lot of coastline, and it's got a road around it.
It stretches along. Look like a big stretch.
There, yeah. There's a lot of houses here, actually. This place is well inhabited. But also a lot of trees, or whatever they are, groves maybe. And I'd imagine it said there was an airport there. Oh no, navigational stone. So this is obviously used for boats, so they know where to go, I guess.
Satellite image, right?
Yeah, of course. Okay, let's move on from there. Oh, there is an airport there, yeah. I'm sure people have gone on holidays to these places. I've never been on this. I was nearly going to Easter Island at one point, but I never quite made it. Yeah. Probably for the best. Now that also has its own airport.
Yeah, we don't plan our tax conference anywhere there.
No, probably not. Well, yeah, there would be fascinating places to visit, especially if we, if there was a UFO base there somewhere. Obviously, it's not going to be anywhere on this island, but it's just Interesting to look
It's
around.
a Cook Island. There is a tobacco. What is that?
That's right. Yeah, that's very near here, around here, closer to Australia, I think.
Yeah. And also, there's a lot of incidents happening with what is that? Tobacco and is it cokes, tobacco,
Really?
something like that.
Do they grow a lot of that over there?
I
Kiribati
think
Church. That's another Kiribati. I don't know.
tribal community.
It's interesting. Okay,
A
so
lot
let's go
of
back to our.
missionaries, probably a
Huh?
lot of missionaries went there, right? A lot of
Oh yeah,
missionaries.
yes, for sure. Um, and they obviously set up colleges and high schools, airports, hospitals, just a lot of stuff that they do. The church would be involved in a lot of that. You know, they build a lot of schools and hospitals,
Mm.
and that's kind of how they operate. So let's just look. Where did we looked there? Oh, maybe here. -1, -73, 173, and -1, -173. Baker Island, Howland Island, and yeah, so maybe this group pretty isolated. Baker Island first, maybe.
What is it close to Baker Island?
This is in between the islands we were just looking at a moment ago, and the other group of islands that are closer to Hawaii. So these are really, really quite remote. Now, if you look at this little blob of Earth, really, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, you can see there's been a lot of activity on it. It's scraped in different ways, you know? So obviously there was a lot. There were buildings here at one point, probably staging areas during World War II, I'd imagine. You know, these were...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe these were buildings that they built during World War II and then just ripped them up when they were finished and moved on. Or, you know, they might have had very simple structures here, like tents and stuff. And I imagine that this dark line here was a runway. So they might have had an airport on this, especially when they were moving for the war against the Japanese along those islands, maybe. But I don't really know. We could look that up. It might be interesting.
Yeah.
But let's continue on anyway. We'll probably see a lot more of those. And there's this island, Howland Island. And again, we see similar kind of thing. There may have been structures here. It looks like if we zoom in, like there's a definite structure. I think, maybe not. You know, this kind of thing is a bit strange. We're losing resolution. Now this big patch is obviously just a different color section of color, but if you look here, this is obviously a structure, man-made structure of some kind. Almost looks a bit like a circuit board, the way it ends, you know? But I don't know what that is or why it's there. It doesn't lead anywhere. It kind of leads down to the beach. So maybe somebody had an idea to build a mansion here and never got around to it. Probably thought better of it. There's no shops out here.
Some power. Look like a battery.
It does, doesn't it? It looks like a circuit diagram almost.
Yeah.
So I think it's fascinating.
For a battery, you know, you get some power.
Yeah, like the positive and negative anode and diode or whatever. Okay. Yeah. Oh, is there something else here? Howland Island National Wildlife Refuge.
Electrolyte or something. Water or electrolyte flowing. Fully dried up.
Now there's Arariki Whole Island. Might be worth investigating later. Is there another? Oh, there's a bunch over here.
Okay.
Burney Island. It's another big lake in it. So a lot of these are uninhabited. Uninhabited? Right, there's a lake on that one. It looks like there's activity going on down by the shore, maybe. But driftwood and stuff.
Maybe you can pitch a tent there when you're traveling by ship or something.
Well, there's very little going on that one. This one. Enderbury Island.
Oh.
This one's kind of interesting because it has this big lake in the center of it that's bright orange. So obviously there's some sort of bacteria or algae in the water that's affecting it. And I mean, looking at this, it looks like we're looking at something under a microscope, doesn't it? As if it's just like some sort of bacterial or lichen growth or something. And then you can see the coastline here, and looks like the water comes up to all the way up to here at some point in the past. Like these might be old beaches or something, and so the water would have been able to get in here, and then over time maybe the water level went down. You can see the same thing kind of here, like this. But again, I wonder if all of these are beaches. Probably, maybe it's part of the rock formation. Let's see. Like, is this some sort of rock or something? Or loose stones? If we look here, there's some sort of strange pathways. Like, look at this thing. Like, what is it? Did a rock roll down from here and create this path? Or is it man-made? Going into this green area here.
Yeah.
So there's something kind of human about that. You've got these walls here. It's like a gate into a green area, or the other way around. Maybe they walk up through here, and obviously there's quite a bit of a depression here because there's a hump here. So they've tunneled through this. Either that or a big boulder rolled through, crashed through that, crashed through this, went down here and then crashed in there and is hidden in the brush. But so that's what I was initially thinking. But if you follow it along, it does that's a very odd direction for a boulder to take, I think. So this looks like a path. Looks like a path to me. So we can follow it along and we get to here.
Or somebody tried to land something and got it crashing through.
Maybe, but yeah, but a crash, like, look at that, Rajan. Like, what's going to crash that way? You know, take these bends. It's just not likely. But let's say this is the top. This is probably some of the higher elevation. So that would be a place people would want to go if they're walking along. Then if we look over here, we find more pathways, I think, on these two objects. So you see this path? Which is very similar to the path we just looked at. So this might have been an old road. Maybe this is, again, some sort of military thing. I mean, look at these two squares. Very odd, aren't they?
It could be some kind of a trap door. If you open it, you can go inside.
It's massive, Rajan. Oh, yeah, I see what you mean, though, yeah. Possibly reflector. Maybe this is it could be as a means for satellites so that they can figure out, so that they're able to like focus their lenses or something, or judge distance or something like that.
location finder.
Yeah, so, yeah, it is interesting. Like this one's obviously been covered over a bit by the vegetation because it's not exactly the same size as this one.
It's not like
But
a missile base or something, right?
what is
Where
it?
it's a trap door you open. Missile base
Oh yeah,
where you open it.
I don't know. Yeah, so and we see that this path is kind of leading down here to these pools of water. But I would imagine that it's just that the point of this is to just get down to the beach where there would have been like ships transporting material to bring onto the surface. So that's kind of interesting. I mean, we're talking about the Twin Towers earlier. I wonder what the size of these things are. Are they the same? Imagine it'd be funny if they were the same layout as the Twin Towers, just randomly. I doubt it.
It's a nuclear attack. Maybe there may be bunkers in there.
Yeah,
it
looks kind of to me
Bay.
like it looks to me like this is more sort of reflective stuff. I mean, or is that just dirt? I don't know.
It's like a wood or something. It has some lot of structure to it.
Yeah,
a wooden plank or something.
Manra Island. I mean, that's very odd. Okay, well, maybe not as odd as I was expecting. Pretty cool looking, actually. Nice beach and a big thing in the center. So there's quite a few of these. Some of them have names. I think we already looked at this one. Norwich City. So it's way from... So that's really it. So I mean, other than just exploring more of these islands, I know I came across a couple that are kind of interesting. But I mean, another point that we could think of is that there are areas that cross inside the US, you know? Mm-hmm. So like here, there's a crossing, quite a big crossing here, and maybe up here. What's this area? This is Nevada, isn't it? A lot of crossings.
Yeah, close to Nevada.
Yeah. So we could look at a few of those and then just finish up, leave off. So here is one I don't know how to turn the roads off, but so I identified this as a potential crossing point up near Nebraska. So that must be this kind of area.
It's a big cornfield, you know, in Nebraska.
Oh, I'd say
corn.
I mean, well, yeah. What do you mean? The whole area is just a big cornfield, really, isn't it?
Yeah, there are a lot of corn.
Yeah. Now, if you look, I mean, this area has a lot of lakes. It's very, I would say, not decidedly not built up, or there's no agriculture here. It looks to be scrubland, possibly, or marshland. I don't even know what you'd call this, but whatever it is, it's a perfect area for like some sort of UFO base, whatever this bloody lake is.
Is it like a trench or lake?
Yeah, and there's roads. Well, obviously, there's roads going through here, but it's surprising to see an area of Dominic Lake. This isn't a desert, is it? This far up north? It's a bit strange. And then we have Crescent Lake National Wildlife Refuge. So this is the thing about these wildlife preserves. You know, who knows what's going on inside them? There's Nebraska National Forest. It's a big thing about, and we have a reservation up here as well, Rosebud Indian Reservation.
Oh, yeah. It's a big one.
Well, we got a lot of crop circles here, but they're of a different kind. They're the more irrigation crop circles. I think this is what you get in the US. So that would indicate that this area is probably not that fertile if they have to use these these irrigation systems. I guess that maybe it doesn't get a lot of rainfall or something. So it could be kind of desert, a bit of a desert there. And let's look at the other final one that we have. I believe we haven't looked at this yet, which is also,
maybe we can take a 5 or 10 minutes break.
Yeah, it's also close to, I'll just zoom out and show you. It's close to the Choctaw Nation
That's the Indian, yeah.
Reserve, yeah. So, you know, they're, oh yeah, that was actually a whole point about that we didn't really get to, which is the,
American Indian.
yeah, the American Indians and their prophecies to do with the Hopi. We'll look into that later, but so that's it. Do you want to take a break, Rajan?
Yeah, we can take 5-10 minutes probably.
Okay.
We'll leave it there. If we don't take too much time, then we can leave it there.
I don't know. Yeah, we could leave it there actually, and because that was 2 hours. So.
Oh, you can pause it, right? You can pause it or something.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see. We'll go, sure. We'll take a quick break anyway, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Switch off your camera, and that's equivalent to pausing it. And
yeah.
Mute.
Are you back? Are you there? Christopher, are you there? Yes. Yes.
I'm muted. Sorry. Hey,
Oh,
how's it
okay.
going?
It's okay.
So yes, so that was I don't know what you made of that. That was like 2 hours, but on the one thing about that was it was kind of participatory, you know, like
Uh-huh.
we were both working together, especially at the start, um, decoding the or attempting to
Yeah.
decode those crop circles. So I think that worked out quite well.
Thank you.
There was and thanks for helping out. And I hope you found that kind of interesting. Did you, Rajan?
Yeah, I do not same, but in parallel, that's one of the things I do. I get these messages, so I'm coding them because I make it in the night, so I cannot. I used to get up in the night and write down because when the way I know that is that if I cannot remember, if I cannot go back and remember, it means that nobody else has been able to get that message. It's kind of a hand waving argument, but even if somebody has already tapped it or intercepted it, then it means that you know I can probably remember it. So if it's the first time, the signal will be so low, right? So the signal when it comes, it's very high, highly intense. Then it goes away. You cannot retrace it. So I try to. That's why you developed a matrix protocol, which will code it, right? Code it in such a way. It's like a byte code, like 8 letter, and each one has to have meaning. Like if we are coding a word, I am there now, or something. Then the it's essentially the four of them together, right? Then I code it. That makes sense. So I am there now. Then what is the possibility? Is that it has certain property like it could be anti note or something like that. That makes sense. But it cannot, initially I used to think that it can start with an I, but later on I said that's not possible because idea, everything starts with I, it doesn't. So it cannot be starting with I, certain letters it cannot start with. And it can have a compound word, like two words together, like echo and note, things like that. Many of them are compound words like that. They are not. There were few simple single things like strategy, things like that. They are that has eight letters. So like that. So like that, I used to code. Then I actually developed recently that I can use it as an audio. So XYZ component. So you can have audio in the X direction. So audio, image, video, text, message,
Oh
communicate,
yes. Okay.
communication, right? You can
So
do it in Y.
there
You
was
can arrange in
something
Y.
else that I was going to talk about as well. There. No, I was just asking you what you thought about the research there that I was doing.
Yeah, that's fantastic. The coding, I think, it's very intriguing. You know,
Yeah.
I think there could be a pirates in many of the islands. I was just thinking in this intermission that
Yeah.
there could be pirates who pass through that and they are zipping through because somebody is chasing them. So maybe in these islands they were trying to go through that and trying to get away, and they left some marks, in that island, and they went on. So it could be a pirate cove, things like that, some other places, and they could have, you
Yeah. I
know,
guess like a lot of these the pirates were operating a long time ago, though. I
yeah,
think maybe our theory about Baker Island being more of a staging ground for in World War II. That might be more likely. World War II airstrip, even.
Yeah.
Let's take a quick look at that. Baker Island. So the description. Wow, look at that. History.
Midway.
Right.
There was a Midway War. Midway War. I think it was the.
Oh yeah. So during the American Equatorial Islands colonialization project, American settlers set up temporary camps on Baker Island as part of the colonization effort. American settlers arrived aboard this vessel to Howland Island, established a settlement named Mayerton. They built a lighthouse, dwellings, and attempted to cultivate plants. However, most of these efforts were unsuccessful due to the island's harsh conditions, dry climate, and the impact of seabirds. The population was recorded as 3 American civilians in 1940 U.S. Census. Settlement was eventually evacuated in 1942 following the Japanese attacks during World War II, and U.S. military forces subsequently occupied the island. That's what we expected. The town was named for, all right, okay, so that's it. So they built this lighthouse. That's really it. So one other thing I was thinking of, to do with the Indian reservations, and then there's this Hopi Indian prophecy. Have you heard about this before, Rajan?
Somewhat. Yeah, I teach in right now Indian reservation here in Arizona. I teach it now forward.
So I'm not sure where the Hopis are located. I'm sure
they are in the where the Grand Canyon, those areas. I think there are more Hopis.
Near enough to you in Arizona, or
not too far. Yeah, they're part of Arizona. Yeah, Arizona, Colorado border, something like that.
Exactly. So here we go. So they have these. Hang on, I'll be just back quickly there. Just need to kill that. So they have a prophecy, and there's like 9 different events that occur. So the 9 signs that the 4th world was coming to a close. So we currently live in the 4th world, according to them. So there's been about well, I guess 3 previous cataclysms. So here's the signs that the 5th world is going to start. First, it says the white-skinned people would take possession of the land and carry thundersticks that strike like lightning, so guns and pistols. Spinning wheels with voices in them would come, whirring wagon wheels or whining car tires, or alternatively spinning records and CDs. Huge, strange beasts would appear, looking like that of buffalo with long horns, so that's cattle. Snakes of iron would spread across the land. Railroads. A giant spider web would crisscross the land. So this could either be telegraph, telephone, power lines, the internet, but also, contrails or chemtrails from airplanes. So rivers of stone that make pictures with the sun. That's an interesting one. So concrete highways in the desert with their mirages of water in the heat. The ocean would turn black and all the living creatures in it would die. So summer 2020 Gulf oil spill. That's pretty accurate. Okay, so then there's this one about young people with long hair, the counter-cultural revolution in the 1960s and early 70s.
Hippies.
Huh?
Hippies.
Yes, exactly, yeah. The dwelling place in the heavens would crash to the earth and thereby produce a brilliant blue star. The blue star, Kachina, would remove its mask in the village plaza during a sacred Kachina dance. And after that, all Hopi ceremonies would cease entirely. So this is really the main point here. This blue star Kachina thing and the red star Kachina, and here we have the dance and that part. So if we look more into this Kachina prophecy, according to the Hopi tradition, the Kachinas were messengers of Masol. They're the spirit teachers of nature. The Hopi predict that the new world is about to be dawn upon the earth. Is heralded by the arrival of these two Kachinas, one colored blue and the other red. So this is the prophecy here. When the blue star Kachina makes its appearance in the heavens, the fifth world will emerge. This will be the day of purification. It will come when the Sasquatsoa, I pronounced it wrong, blue, dances in the plaza and removes its mask. In the final day, we will look up in the heavens and we will witness the return of the two brothers who helped to create this world in the birthing time. Ho-Gang Hoya is the guardian of the North Pole, and his brother
Palonga Waya.
Yeah,
Palonga Waya.
That's right, is the guardian of the South Pole. In the final days, the blue star Kachina will come to be his nephews, and they will return the Earth to its natural rotation. Now, that bit I find is a bit strange because, you know, the Earth is rotating, what, east to west, or I guess, which would imply that if you know that the Earth is rotating, it implies that you know that the Earth is a ball, which it'd be interesting to know if the Hopi Indians already knew that the Earth was spherical. Otherwise, it sounds like this might have been added on. Yeah, because North and South Pole. I mean, you'd want to know the Earth was spherical for sure if you're talking about North and South Pole of the Earth. You know, that's a pretty big deal. The twins will see it in the northwestern skies, and they will come to visit, flying in their Pachuvotas, flying shields. See who will have remembered the original teachings. They will bring many of their star family with them in the final days. The return of the blue Kachina. Okay, so anyway, there's all of that stuff. Yeah, I think that we covered that. Now, there is another page here. Oh no, maybe not. Okay, so maybe this is it. Yes, and in here there is a mention. So here is the actual prophecy, how it is written. So I'm not sure I can understand that technically, but see, we have like a swastika and a cross, Maltese cross. We're all related. So some guy was driving along and he stops to pick up a Hopi Indian, and this Hopi Indian says, "From all these I've heard stories of the past and the prophecies of the future. Today, many of the prophecies have turned to stories and few are left. The past grows longer and the future grows shorter." I'm not sure where it says that somewhere here. So that's on this page somewhere. But the point that's interesting, I think it's in here. Yeah, there it is. From all these I've heard stories. So we see that he has the prophecies, but the prophecies have turned to stories, which means that not all of the understanding of what is in these stories remain. They've become a bit confused over time with other ideas, maybe. And there's a particular thing that they're talking about where they talk about the white, something about the white person. I can't seem to find it.
White feather, huh? White feather.
No, it's a bit weird. It should just be here. Because there's a teacher who comes called Panawua or something. It's kind of annoying that it's not just coming up Hopi, because it's sort of I mean, that's the same thing that we just looked at, isn't it? Basically, there's some being that comes back with like, and he's called the white being, you know, and they're saying, oh, that's not the white man, because the white man did a lot of kind of bad things when he came back, and this other being is supposed to like help the Hopi, and he's like a beneficial sort of god. But but if we look, there's another very interesting video online called Aztec Philosophy with a guy called James Maffei. I believe it's on the Hermetics channel, and he talks about how in South America the Indians there were basically pantheistic, but it was like a fairly extreme form of pantheism. It is the notion that everything is constituted by this power that makes things happen, that is self-regenerating, self-engendering, that you and I understand as persons, humans, but also as non-humans. So that could be like plants, tables, trees, cooking pots, instruments, you know, as well.
Non-living things.
Right, even non-living things would have like this power, and therefore be part of God, and would have different, because it's pantheism, so there's like different gods. So there'd be the god of the cooking pot, the god of the utensil, the god of thunder, the god of water, and so on. Persons, typically they're called deities who cloak the person associated with the rain, the snow, the hail, the flooding, and thunder. These are simply sort of momentary coagulations or cooling of this power. So his argument is that they weren't just polytheistic or theistic, but atheistic. But that's just his point of view. But so when you think of it like that, you know, you have this person coming back who's this white god. But if they personify things like pots and pans as gods and thunder as gods, then it makes sense that they would also like take a group of people like white people and convert that into a god, in a sense, you know? Because like if a knife and a fork is a god, then it's you know, perfectly all right to say that an entire group of people would be a god, especially ones that are going to come and transform your entire country in such a remarkable way, yeah? Like all of this stuff. So there's that side of things. But if we look here, then this is the blue star. So this is the final kind of sign in a sense. And in the final day, we will look up to the heavens and we will witness the return of two brothers. Now, so like twin towers, images. So you look up into the heavens, and what do you see? Two brothers. So like again, pots and pans become people, they become gods. So these things definitely are gods to the Hopis, you know, thinking about them. And then we go on. North Pole and South Pole have different names. So you were able to pronounce them Pogang Hoya and Polonga Hoya.
Polonga Hoya.
Yeah, so like that. So this is the North Tower and this is the South Tower. And these two brothers are the North and South Pole Tower, right? In the final days, the Blue Kachina will come to be with his nephews. So the nephews are the two twins, brothers. And the Blue Star is going to come and then return them to Earth. So they're going to flatten them, essentially. Twins will be seen in the northwestern skies. So that could be in the direction of New York from where the Hopis are. They will come to visit flying in their flying shields. So two flying shields will come to visit these things, which is exactly what happened on 9/11, yeah? Two planes. And we know that this occurs when the blue Kachina comes to visit them. So the flying shields are actually being sent from this blue Kachina thing. And we know the important thing about the blue Kachina is that, as it said here, yes, a dwelling place in the heavens would crash to the earth. So again, this is going to fall to the earth, and thereby producing a brilliant blue star. The blue star Kachina would remove its mask in the village plaza during a sacred Kachina dance. Now, we've already actually covered this. What did we say? The dancing Israelis. We danced when the thing collapsed. Dancing Israelis. Well, okay, so they don't have, they have actual dancing Israelis here. Oh, these are the 9/11 dancing Israelis. They have their faces blocked out but there they are there. And yes, so they will like reveal their mask, because you have like, well, what is the symbol of Israel? It is Israel flag or whatever. Oh, look, it's a blue star. Is this what the Hopi you're talking about? I think so. So it has nothing to do with this God of theirs. The blue star God is the Jewish people, effectively, or these Israeli people. So they remove their mask, means they're showing them, up until now, they've been considered as these victims of like some horrible tragedy after World War II. But in fact, they were, all along, they were just concealing their true nature. And then, so this dance reveals that. The only strange thing is this Hopi ceremonies would cease entirely, and I don't think that happened. But there is the red star Kachina as well, which we could think of as, you know, when Israel now is involved in some major genocide. So you could say that at this point, they're sort of tainted with the blood of all the people they've killed. So maybe you'd say they're now the red star Kachina, which would indicate that we're fairly close to the end of this whole thing. And I believe if you read on here, it talks about a nuclear war that will strike the United States, probably to do with everything that's coming. So they seem to mix a lot of things up, as I said. You know, they think of like blue star Kachina as this positive force, the red star Kachina as a purifier, and I think they think of it like that because they just. Anyway, you know, they probably have their own reasons. They just want their land back. So they have this story of how the Hopi will survive the nuclear holocaust, and everything else, all of this stuff will be destroyed, you know, and the world will come back into balance. So that's really it. I just thought I'd bring that up because that kind of solves the last part of the Hopi Indian prophecy in a kind of interesting way. Yeah. So Rajan, after we've done a lot there, we're nearly up to 3-hour mark. What I would suggest is that you do maybe do a full thing on your own research another day. But what you could do now, would you like to like showcase like a, you know, sort of a
highlight,
a prelude, yeah, kind of thing.
Review, yeah. So let me see here. I think I have it here.
There's some sort of summary or prelude. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean this is like the one of the final manuscripts before the Galley proof, I think. So let me check. Right. Oh.
Well, we have a full 0 people watching. This is great.
Yeah.
Oh well, people tend to tune on. So it's a strange time to have a stream, maybe because it's very early in America.
Can you see now?
Yes.
It's okay, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. So this is called early universe magneto-gravitational coupling genesis physics. So this is one of the papers
Okay.
that's going to appear in the Journal of Astronomy, Open
Okay.
Journal. So this is essentially, you know, superluminal magnetic general condensate is the one that is pre-universe. That's happening, and that's essentially a quagmire that has magnetic monopoles in there. So, so this is a Lorentz violating regime, and that's perfectly okay with your theory of relativity. The
Right.
energy density, it talk about energy density in the superluminal thing. That's one of the things I derive.
So
And
why is Lawrence violating? Okay, do you not want it to be compatible with that, or?
yeah, the speed of light. Yeah,
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, the speed of
So we're kind of
yeah
looking for
this.
a high level summary. So go ahead.
Okay, so this means that there's plausible conditions. They align with the plausible conditions that supposedly happened the early universe
Yeah.
before the inflationary epoch. So there are many epochs that happen in the early universe, as we
Are
know.
you're aligned with inflation theory. You think that happened, or you're that's
That's it's not necessary, but it is
okay.
from here it is possible,
Fair
but
enough.
it's not necessary. It's not a necessary condition. For
Right.
my thing, it is totally different.
Okay. That's
But it kind of points that possibly inflation occurred, but it's not a necessary thing. See, inflation means that everything was like minuscule, less than an atom.
yeah.
Everything
I know
evolved
what
from there,
you're getting
right?
to explain it. It is a bit.
Yeah,
It does tie in a lot though with the where are the magnetic monopoles gone. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Continue
So
on.
yeah. So essentially a tachyonic field, monopole condensate,
Right.
and then so these are things. So from there you have this particular magnetic field I'll talk about that created the warping or the bending of that. And then the hot PDP mechanism took over from there. And then that eventually, with all those things acting together, created baryon asymmetry. So that's what I calculate and find out how the baryon asymmetry could have happened.
Okay.
So these are the QCD scale, quantum chromodynamic scale. So the main thing is superluminal condensate and baryogenesis. These are the two things
Right.
that goes in there.
Interesting.
So yeah, I put a lot of references there, and that I don't discuss all of it, but all you know the main points I come up with that thing. So energy scales near the Planck scale, which is 10 to the power 19 GeV,
Right.
both the classical and the relativity, physics break down. It won't apply anymore.
Okay.
So it means that the quantum vacuum structures, symmetry breaking mechanisms could explain the processes. So this is, somebody's 19 is, it's a famous. I can go to the.
Right. No, I
I don't
believe.
want to spend. Yeah, yeah. So it is a literature thing. Somebody, is
Yeah.
pulled from literature.
Very good.
So essentially means that if you talk about the energy density, which is the main thing, the vacuum, right? It's written as can be written as B square over 2 mu naught. B is the magnetic field strength,
Yeah.
and mu is the vacuum permeability. So we can write in terms of that.
Yeah.
And the inclusion of topological defects such as magnetic monopoles that was predicted by the Ganify theories and topological quantum field frameworks. So the GUTs and the QFTs, some of the topological QFTs, uh, can modify the picture. So the presence of the magnetic poles can change this particular energy density. So that's where Dirac comes in, quantized monopole, right? He has quantized nanopoles is one of his treatments. And so it can get up to 10 to the power 18 Teslas, very high magnetic strength. So that corresponds to very high energy densities. So it could have happened at the early universe. That's what this my literature survey shows. So if you have a superluminal correction term, you can change this b square of 2m. This is a alpha mu square. That is the superluminal correction term. So add to that in the calculation altogether, the net the magnetic field strength could be 10 to the power 18 Teslas at speeds about twice the speed of light. And in this case, you can say alpha is very close to 1, but then you have very high energy density, right? That's consistent with conditions of Planck scale epoch. So this is kind of, people have observed something similar to that. And then you can create inflationary vacuum energy or catalyze primordial symmetry breaking. So symmetry breaking mechanism. This is one of the things we are looking for. So symmetry means equal annihilators and creators. They balance each other, so nothing can be created. So something had to be break that symmetry, and that's the thing that we are looking at. So hot particle mechanism that's linked to tunneling phenomena can create baryon symmetry according to Sakharov using Sakharov condition. I will go. I don't know whether I'll have time to go through here, but that's the idea. I checked this Sakharov condition about what constitutes baryon asymmetry, the baryon asymmetry number, the baryon number, and things like that.
Yeah, is that to do with quarks or something, or?
Yeah, the CPT, and also the baryon number. These are
okay. Right, continue on.
Okay, so decay governed by Euclidean action. So then I calculate the Euclidean action, the action. So the binding and the Boltzmann condition. So again, I have a derivation of this. So then you can get a temperature very close to the QCD, chromodynamic. That condition requires about 150 MeV and a binding of 200 MeV. So the SC will approach unity. So that will remove the suppression. So, and then that will create a condition for baryogenesis. The production rate is proportional to this particular factor, which I'll go through, represent scalar field of the superluminal thing, and then Euclidean action. Quantitative link between quantum tunneling and baryon asymmetry, consistent with cosmological observation. The integration of superluminal condensate, the baryogenesis, offers a unified approach to early universe physics, bridging aspects of the superluminal coherence, Lorentz violation, and quantum vacuum. Okay, we present detailed derivation, simulation, and all that. So section 2 will provide methods. Then you have about PDP, superluminal baryogenesis, form a derivation of the production rate of baryons. So I calculate what will be the production rate of baryons and how that can be augmented with these additional things. Localized phenomena include massless magnetic curvature with the Melvin universe solution of general relativity. I'll go through briefly that. The combined general discussion, vacuum dynamics, specific observation. Summarize concluding remarks about result outlook for what are the possible theoretical experimental project work that can prove these things of time evolution. Plotting with all the graphics and everything. Okay, so the method conceptual foundation of superluminal magnetic general condensate. Early units, the epochs near Planck scale, which is the time less than 10 to the power minus 3, energetic field strength far exceeding describable well-known models. The standard relationship within such environment, degrees of freedom of the new potentially superluminar, and actually evolved from quantum vacuum fluctuation, spontaneous symmetry breaking events. Superlunar quantum and condensate characterized by monopole source magnetic fields, coherence probability, velocity greater than that of light. So you can create that. The vacuum energy density is modified by what I showed, b square of 2 it is modified by that alpha term. So this is the starting point of this is a classical magnetic energy density, b square of 2 that we went to. So if you include the monopole, you get right. So hypothetical magnetic charge, Dirac condition. If you use Dirac condition, NH over 2 E times G, the electric charge times the magnetic charge of the magnetic monopole, and then that's connected to the Planck's constant by integers. So then we get change that B to Bm and figure out what the Bm is. Given the B and the monopole estimate as 10 to the power 18 Tesla reaches the energy density. If we calculate that, that is 10 to the power 41 joules per meter, compared to energy scales associated to early universe inflationary vacuum energy. So the superlunar coherence term and Lorentz violating extension. So the superlunar coherence postulates the correction term proportional to the nu square over c square by a coupling coefficient alpha. So then we get this equation, Bm square times alpha times this one. So this is a alpha is dimensionless coupling parameter, order of 1, and the coherence probability is supposed to be typically greater than mu greater than c. So the equation 3 introduces quadratic velocity dependence consistent with kinetic-like scaling observed in other theoretic condensates. The formulation acts as an effective Lorentz violating perturbation consistent with standard model extensions, the framework. Then the numerical estimation. So if I estimate this one, put these values in, you get 10 to the power 42, which, that's how I calculate. You can calculate that. Lorentz violating consistency, tachyonic analogy. Friends of superlunar modes, effective field theory by recognizing coherence propagation, unlike information transfer, exceeds C without violating relativistic causality. This is the reference 18. So you can exceed the speed of light without violating relativistic causality. So tachyonic neutron models as well as Lorentz violating also points to that. Okay, the energy modification as an effective matrix rescaling of the Lagrangian density. So if we calculate the Lagrangian density by this term, right, the calculus of V of, so where the superluminar background. So this one is the superluminar thing representation for a velocity field, Lorentz violating anisotropy. The L effective is the effective Lagrangian density, body dynamics of the electromagnetic field and the Lorentz violating. The mu naught we know already. The c is the speed, and then f mu nu. This f mu nu is the electromagnetic field tensor, according both electric and magnetic fields, defined as f mu nu is a nu. This is the Ford potential. A u is the Ford potential, and then we convert it by using the Dirac operation.
So that's interesting. But are you just giving you seem to be going through the entire thing in detail. It's very interesting. But we're just looking for like a preliminary kind of high level or just a summary of it. But it is very interesting. I think what I'd like to see is if you could go through this again. Would take more time. And actually, because I don't, to be honest with you, Rajan, I don't, I think this is very good, but I don't understand everything. Like, I don't understand everything you're doing. So, but I think it would be great if you would, and I don't know if you want to do this or not, but if you could go through it in more detail and explain what you're doing. So, because in that way, I'd learn a lot. And would you?
I can do it in somewhere in January, after initial. The speakers are maybe towards the end of January, middle or to end of January. I can make a presentation.
Well, maybe we could do it. You remember we said we were going to do a retrospective around Christmas time, was it?
Oh, okay.
Did we say that?
Yeah, possible.
What date? If we just replace that with your with this or something.
So 13th is your defense, your PhD Viva, right? And then 20th, but 20th I will be away. I'll be away. We are going to San Francisco for a wedding.
Okay.
So, but 27th is a possibility.
Take a
27th is a possibility.
I'll just take a quick look at the calendars because just to get an idea of what you're talking about. So 13th. Yeah? 13th, maybe?
If you are somewhere, it's a PhD Viva time, right? That's your PhD.
Oh, yeah, actually, yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that. So 20th, you'll be away.
Yeah.
Okay, so you might have to put this on the, but that's okay. I mean, this is this research is ongoing, isn't it? So
yeah.
Okay.
I should be getting my Kiley proof and all. I don't know whether they will publish by then. Possibly. I don't know when they will send, but because of the holidays, I think they are. Also, many of them are short-staffed these days, so
yeah.
So they're taking more time. The IT people and all, they're taking more time.
And also, we've got a lot of, we have a lot of interviews coming up. We should also mention the fact that we'll be interviewing Bill Gade, famous infamous physics professor, and did work in anthropology and extinction and stuff of that nature. So he'll be on December 6th at the usual time. So it's Saturday, December 6th. Then we might have a bit of a break. Yeah, we will, because I'll be busy doing the PhD work. Then there'll be Christmas. You'll be away. And then when we come back, we'll probably have John Duffield on. I think that's, what did we say, the 10th of January? So that'll be fascinating. He is the physics detective guy. And then following that, we don't know. So we're, but it really depends on people's schedules, like when we can put people in for interviews, and then we'll have to kind of work around that. Fair enough, because we're doing it bi-weekly these days. So
sure.
But, so we'll definitely come back to this. It's fascinating research, but I think we'll need more time and to give it its dues. Because if you could maybe, like, if you could scroll up there, Rajan, to the start of this methodology. Sure. And what I would like, what would be really useful for me as a sort of somebody who doesn't have as much, not all the way to the start, just to the methodology, probably. It would be great if you could, like, I don't know, make some slides or something that show like the different steps, like, for instance, how you scroll down to some of the energies, or up to the energies, I mean, where it's like the binding energy. Is that around here? Binding, and there it is. Or no, it's not. Anyway,
down, way down, I think. Yeah, here.
Oh, there it is. Yeah. So and then you have this eliminating this exponential thing. So this is all very highly technical, and I think it's probably from. I mean, you've got the Boltzmann constant in there, and so these scales. So like, if you're just reading this, this is all just a bit like word salad to me. It doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, so, way down I have derivation. Yeah, way down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but it'd be nice, like, if when you do it, you could like stop and like explain some of the things, what they mean, how you got the number. Obviously, you're going to do that later on, but but just in detail, like how you would get these numbers, because I find it interesting, and like what significance they have, these kind of things. But that'd be awesome. It looks really good. So congratulations on that. And yeah, and I'll see you then next week, Saturday, 6th of December, for our interview with Bill Gates. And okay, we're going to end the stream there because I don't want to. It's 3 hours. We normally try and keep it below 3 hours. All right, later.
Sounds good. Thank you.